Well set up and paid attention in 2015 when she broke the 11-second barrier in the 100 meter for the first time, clocking 10.97 the UTEC Classics in Kingston, Jamaica. Since then, she has etched her name in history in athletics through her feats on the track, including becoming the first woman in 28 years to win the 100 and 200 meters double at the Olympics, but certainly the first and only Jamaican to do it when she did that in Rio 2016. Her time of 21.66 in the 200 meter sees her among legends. She is none other than Elaine Thompson Herah. Elaine, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Listen, let's talk about that firstly. 100, 200 meter double. When you went home and it sunk in that you are double champion, how did that feel?
Honestly, it took me some time finding because I didn't know when to the Olympics think I would capture both double Olympic medals. I went there as I wouldn't say a nobody, but I wasn't a big rival, even though I ran 21.6 the year before.
Right.
And I won at the trials, but still I was just a late bloomer coming into the sport. And I actually had an injury earlier before going to the trials. So I was just mostly focusing on who I'm going to deliver. Because after I ran at the trials, I did not do any Diamond League, I didn't do any race or anything. So I didn't know if I was ready, but my body was ready, but the mind wasn't ready. Because I remember when I ran the first round, I think I ran level 3, and I phoned, well, my husband, I called him and I said, I think we went slow. And I said, no, you're fine. It's the first round. Once you're feeling fine, no pain, you're fine. I said, okay. And I went to the semifinal and I ran 10.88. And I said, okay, it's coming. The finals now, I was super calm. I wasn't nervous, but the butterflies weren't like too much. I was so calm. It's like, okay, I'm just here. It's Olympics, I'm here. That's a dream. I didn't think I would actually win that race. If I get a medal, fine, but I didn't know I would get the gold. So after that, no, I think all the butterflies calmed down. I said, okay, 200 times. In the 200, I did not win my heat. I was still in a panic zone because I said, oh shit, am I going to get a medal in this? The semifinals, I actually get my rival, Daphne Skippers, and I actually came second. That was the plan, just not to win, but just to stick with her. And I said, okay, coach must have a plan for me in the finals. And when I went to the track, he gave me an instruction, and I did follow that instruction because I know she's a strong finisher. And if I had to win that race, I had to left her. I had to leave her. And that's what I did. And when I crossed that line, I knew I won, but I just want to see the screen with my name first. I know I crossed the line first, but I know she's a dipper. She likes to dip people out. So I just want to see the screen. And when I see Elaine Thompson, I was super tired. I couldn't even move. I gave it everything that I have. I gave it everything. And then we wanted to get the goal in the 4x1 to make it a triple, but we got a silver, and we really appreciate that. Coming back home, I didn't feel anything until probably the day when I did the motorcade in my community and my high school, and I see the excitement, and I said, okay, it's really so, it's sinking in now. Okay, I'm Elaine, the double Olympic champion. And I went to my old primary schools and I see my teacher, they were so happy and excited because everybody believed in me. Like, they knew I had it from I was small, because from I was like small growing up, I was just always running. I didn't pick any other sport apart from track and field. I can do other sport, but track and field was the main priority for me growing up. But to be a double Olympic champion, it's amazing.
All right, so I'm going to come back to that a bit and talk a little about the World Championship before that. You said you didn't choose another sport. Tell us a little bit more about, Elaine. What sport do you like? Which other sport?
I like netball. Yes, I like netball. And I actually played football in primary.
Yeah. Do you
Yes.
follow any of those now, or you just really follow track and
I
field?
do. Yes, but I stick to track and field more because I understand it more.
Yeah. And
Right.
I watched or read somewhere that you said, you watch a lot of track and field, including
I
other
lot.
athletes,
Yeah.
etc. You do love track and field,
Yeah.
apart from just running in terms of watching it.
Even if I'm not competing, I always stay tuned to every Diamond League because I think one went Sunday gone
Hmm.
talk stuff home, and I was tuning in my coach Sunday morning watching Diamond League. It's like I'm a big fan of track and field.
That's amazing. Let's go back a little bit more about your community, Banana Grung. Talk to me about growing up there in terms of just what was that like for you.
Growing up in Bannerground, I was like probably a popular child because my grandmother is really popular. She's like the community teacher because she has
Right.
teach for like 25 years. And
Oh, wow. Okay.
right, and she taught me as well, and she taught many people in that community. So I was like a popular grandchild growing up. Everybody knew Elaine. So growing up there, it was fun because in the country, it was like super fun for us. We're going to the
Mm.
shop, we're going to the post office, I'm always running. If my grandmother say, Elaine, go to the shop, I just run. I go shopping like 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes and come back. I'm always on the go. So it was pretty fun. I think growing up in a country helps to groom me and especially growing up my grandmother. She
Mhm.
was a teacher. I think growing with her helps to groom me and to be the person that I am today.
Amazing. And you went to, well, before Manchester High School, but you participated in track and field at Champs.
Right.
You weren't the standout athlete at Champs, meaning that you weren't the champion, and
Favorite.
then you weren't the favorite, and certainly in your final year in class one, you didn't get to compete at Champs for whatever reason. But talk to me about how did Champs help to prepare you to the person you are now?
I think champs helped to prepare me, even though I wasn't a top athlete or a favorite. But I think it helps me where I'm at right now because I want to say I was burnt out because you have
Mhm.
persons that who are late bloomers, and I think they have this saying that the persons who participate at champs who didn't probably come first or second or third, the ones
Mhm.
that wouldn't get in that top is probably the ones, the best crop that comes out of champs. And I
Yeah.
think I'm one of those. I fall in another category. Then you get a medal, but here am I now, have medals, but not at champs. And I think it helps me to motivate myself and to work harder because I didn't went to Carifta, I didn't went to Penn Relays when I was in high school. No well, I went to boys and girls champ, but I didn't went to the national levels until I was a teenager or adult.
Yeah.
So looking back at that now, I think it helped me to even work harder because I'm an international athlete now. So looking back now, I don't think I missed anything, but I would probably want to have that little spotlight in
Yeah.
high school. But I don't think I've missed anything. But it helps me because the younger generation are doing so well in boys and girls champs, character games. So I think they bring that to the professional career level, and I think it helps them. I mean, other schools who want to bring them in on their track team or in
Mhm.
their school. I think that helps them worldwide to not just to train in Jamaica, but they can train elsewhere and still do good.
The listeners would and viewers would want to know what made you make that choice to go to UTech, to Stephen Francis.
Ah, I guess I just wanted to stay close to my family members and also this gentleman, he was Sharon mentor, and
Mhm.
he walked up to me one day and told me that Paul Francis wants me to come to UTech. And I said, okay. And he told me just continue to train, and when you get your safety results, you can just contact him and let him know what happened. And then I just said, okay, and I just work with that. And when I got the
Mhm.
safety results, I called Paul Francis and I told him that I got the results. And I think he came to Mandeville one day and he speak with my dad. and he told him that he's going to give me a scholarship to come to UTech. And that's where everything started from. And I went there. I didn't do so well in the first year because I went there with an injury that I had from high school. So that first year was just an experience for me. Then I worked harder for the other year to come and 2014, I made my first national team when I went to Mexico at Naka. Yes.
Yes.
And then the following, 2014, I went to Commonwealth when I went my first
2014 was in Glasgow, right? Sorry about that.
Glasgow, right? When I made a 4x1. So I think when Sharon mentor came to me and told me that, I think it pinched me, and I said, okay, somebody have eyes on you. Just wait, and I wait, and I excel from that.
Yeah, and at UTech, so you went to UTech MVP camp, and 2014 Glasgow, 2015 was that breakout year for you, starting I think at Intercol, it started there. It dipped under 11 seconds at UTech Classics. What started going through your mind now, Elaine, with these fast times?
Honestly, if I give you a joke, when I ran at the intercollegiate meet, I think I run 11:10, and when I finished, when I saw the time, I was like, okay, did I run that time? I think I panicked because I didn't expect it to run 11:1, because even though I had a level 2 PB the year before, it was just so quick. It happened so quick. And I sat beside coach, and I said to him that, you think I ran too fast? And he turned to me and said, I actually expected to run faster. I said, okay. Okay. And then I think it's the following week we had the UTech Classic meet, when I break those 11-meter barrier. And I said, okay, I'm going. It's like everything happened so fast. I didn't know I would run that fast, because to me, I'm just putting in the work. I didn't expect to get the result so quick. So running 10:9 constant twice, I didn't expect to do that, honestly. It was just shocking to me.
And the year got better, didn't it? Because then after that, you had I think the Jamaica Invitational, and I took some big scalp at that Jamaica Invitational, going into trials.
If I give you a joke also, when I heard that I got invited in 100 meter at the Jamaica Invitational, I said, okay, that's a big meet. I have to put on a show. That's the only meet also I wasn't even nervous. I was just ready to compete. I wasn't nervous. And I think the race took a little while to start. I was just out there calm and ready. And when the race actually ready to start, I said, okay, I wasn't nervous. I was just so ready. And when I crossed the line, I realized I ran another 10:9. I didn't expect that. And then I went on to, I think my first Diamond League was at the Prefontaine Classics.
Right.
And I went there also in the UTech uniform, and I ran a PB of 10:84. Honestly, it was just coming. I think 2015 was just my year to outburst.
Yeah.
I just couldn't control that.
And just for the listeners, the persons who Elaine beat were people like Blessing Okabari, Alisa Felix, and a huge group there that at the time were the top sprinters, certainly in world track and field. And so after Prefontaine, in that year, you would have gone to World Championships.
Right. No, we came back to the national trials.
And at that trials, you also won the 100 meter, the 200
no, I didn't,
meters.
I didn't run the 200 that year. I only did the 200.
Right. Some controversial decisions there, but we won't necessarily go into that right now. And then you took that into the World Championship, where you won a silver medal. It was in the 200 meters with your favorite rival, Daphne Skippers, who beat you in that one. What was that experience like, though, as in your first major championship as a senior?
Also, that experience was just, my experience is just always cool, humble,
Mm-hmm.
nervousless. I didn't have a ounce of nervous. Like, the more I get more competitive, the more I get nervous because each time I go out there and compete, I get super nervous. That's my first time doing it. And when I
Right.
just started out, I wasn't that nervous. I don't know how that adds up because when I just started, I wasn't nervous. I was just,
As we talked about the Olympics in Rio after that, where you did well. Your celebration was the biggest one we have seen in a while from you. You were pretty
exactly.
excited. Was it because of things coming together and you just feeling good about what you have done, edging out your big rivals, skippers who had beat you the year before?
Yes, I think because of the injury that I had in the early in the season, and I didn't know where I was because I didn't attend the Diamond League. I didn't attend the normal track meet. I was just training, training, training. The work was
Yeah.
just putting in. So I was like I was in the spotlight pretty much because I remember when I arrived in Brazil, all the managing staff came out that morning just to watch me to train because nobody knew if I was healthy,
Right.
if I was 100% ready. So I was on a spotlight. I was just on the spot. So in the morning when I see everybody came out to watch MVP train, I said, okay, they really come to see if I am healthy. And I was indeed healthy. I just didn't know where I was because even though I didn't compete in the Diamond League, I'm gonna be doubtless. I'm a human. I'm going to be doubtless. So with all of that and 100 meters was out the way, I think that give me more motivation to grab that 200 meter.
That's great to hear. A few things I wanted to know, Elaine. What motivates you? You're one of those humble athletes. What motivates Elaine Thompson Herah?
I think what motivates me is the background that I come from and the person that grew up because as I said, I grew up with my grandmother and she was a teacher and she taught me many things. And I'm always that humble person. As people always say, you don't know how to celebrate. I don't think it's because if I celebrate, that people are going to say that I'm hype. No, that's just my personality. I'm just humble, easygoing. But I can get loud at times, or people say that I'm saucy. But I'm saucy in many ways. And I think what motivates me is just to continue to work hard and to be a Elaine brand and just to continue to help to motivate the younger athletes that is coming up because I remember when I was growing up, I was looking at Veronica Campbell Brown, Murray Natty, and they motivate me to work hard and to reach where I'm at. I even watch Usain because Usain is a legendary athlete, even though he's retired now, but not because he's a male, he doesn't motivate us. He motivates me because I watch all his race, especially the 200, how he attacks and approach the 200. So I
Mhm.
think them that set the barrier, the bigger athletes that set the barrier, I think they motivate me and others to be where I'm at right now. And just to continue to work hard and stay focused.
Yeah,
Make
that's
you
amazing.
feel.
Now, how do you manage stardom, and how do you stay focused with all the spotlight on you?
How do I stay focused? I'm always focused pretty much. And I just try to work hard because my priority right now is to just work hard and stay focused. And
Mhm.
the spotlight for me is nothing too much. It's not anything too much for me to handle, pretty much, because if I see a child walking up to me, I'm always smiling at them, take a little photo,
Mhm.
them a little autograph. So, and I'm not a person to be on the road. I don't really go on the road. I go to training back home. If I have a little errands to run, do it and come back home. So I'm not normally on the road for people to see me like that. I probably mostly on social media and stuff like that. So I think just to work hard and stay focused and just stay home and just keep motivated. I think I motivate myself as well, just to work hard and to see the work that I put in. People may not see how we work hard, but I see myself, so that motivates me.
Great. Now, one of the tougher questions for you, one of the trickier questions at all times, you have always had injury challenges. I want to say you have been plagued with injuries because even from your coming from high school into university, there have been injuries. Elaine, how do you manage that? How do you keep focus mentally with all of that, both emotional and physical pain?
Athletes do face injuries. Everybody have their little moments where they have their obstacles. And I've been through that a lot. And it's just for me to keep on hurdling those obstacles, those injuries that comes. And for me, it's just that one injury that I have that's prolonging for the couple of years is this Achilles. It's not something that is easy to heal. And it's because a tendon, not a muscle. I have to take a lot of precautions because I think for the last 2 years I had challenging pushing from the blocks. So that was a major challenge for me. And I think I found many reasons now to work with it. I can manage it. I do a lot of stretches, a lot of rehab, a lot of treatments. So I think this COVID helps me to see how to manage this Achilles the best that I can. And I try to roll as possible. I try to stretch. I try to do everything that I think can help. And it's really helping, I must say. I think this year I experienced a lot of healing and recovery from this Achilles because of the couple of years that I've been fighting and finding ways to fix it. I've been to so much doctors, doing so much rehab, and each time in the year it blows up because I have a point in the year when it just blows right up beyond my control, and it's like it hinders me from performing. It is stressing, and mentally sometimes when I'm supposed to race, I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if people willing to see what I have to, if I'm able to perform to please my fans or other people out there. So sometimes that rests on my brain, even though I don't want to think about it, but I'm a top caliber athlete, I have to think about that because I really want to do good. I've never been at a championship to lose. Never. It's not something that I want to happen. It just happened. But as I said, I found ways to work around this Achilles, and I was hoping and praying that one day it just goes away. But I'm managing it quite well. It's almost September, and I must say it's a best feeling for me right now. I don't want to get too happy. I just want to bring this onto next season and to just continue to know how to work around this Achilles. It takes a lot because I've been doing so much strength work on this Achilles, and it doesn't come from one area because the Achilles is attached to the calf, the heel of your foot bottom. So I've been doing so much ankle work, calf raises, so it takes a lot. But
no, go ahead.
For me to continue going, I have to just work and stay focused.
Yeah. And it's amazing also, you talk about COVID, that you have still managed, despite everything this season previously with the injuries, you're running some very fast times this season, Elaine, which simply means that you still have it.
I always have it. It's just because of injuries that hampers me not to show the real speed. But as I said, this COVID helps me to manage it better. I'm not traveling because normally I've been back and forth with the traveling and competing. I'm not doing that right now. I'm getting a lot of rest. So I think it helps to heal this Achilles and get it calm right back to where I want it.
One of the things I want to ask you, how do you manage criticism? Elaine has been heavily criticized at times. Some of the time people don't understand that you're actually injured, and people expect a lot from you. How do you manage that? Because it's on social media, it's everywhere. How does Elaine deal with that?
I think at first, most people didn't know about this Achilles injury because I don't really talk about it. Most of the times when Achilles injury is talked about, is probably my coach. I don't really talk about it until a lot of people, okay, know that I have an injury. But criticisms are going to come. They are going to
Mhm.
come. And we are all human. It's just how you take them. And I think those criticism doesn't bother me a lot. They doesn't bother me because
Yeah.
I'm tougher than how I think. They help me to motivate me to get better and better and better because you can't stop people from talking. You do good, you do bad, they will talk. So I think those people that criticize me is the same
Mhm.
one when I win going to help to get me better. So
Yeah.
criticism doesn't work for me. It helps me.
Have we seen the best of Elaine, or do you think there's a lot more to come for Elaine?
That's really a good question. But I don't know if I could answer that, but
Hmm.
honestly, I don't think I reached my max. I don't think. I think I have more in store. Like there's more, but it's just time for it to reveal.
Okay. It's almost a year now that you have been married, isn't it?
Yeah.
How is married life?
I knew I was going to ask that question. Married life is good because I actually married to my best friend,
Yeah.
my advisor, my motivator, my cheerleader. So I think married life is going good for me. Like something normal. It's normal for me. I don't
and
marry to a stranger. Come on, I don't marry to a
yeah,
stranger. So
yeah.
it's pretty normal for me. It's
And
just I'm just learning this newlywed life.
mhm,
You have to learn to compromise. You have to learn to celebrate each win, whether they're small or big,
mhm.
and just to keep on saying those three-letter words, I love you.
Yep. I wish I could give you advice. I don't suppose that I'm the best in this married thing, but wishing you all the best. Now you mentioned that
Thank
he has
you.
been one of your biggest supporter. I know your coach has been there. He's a huge supporter of yours. Talk to me
Right.
about your supporting team, the people behind you, who helped to push you, motivate you to this point.
I don't have a big supporting team, but I have some of my friends that
Hmm.
knows my problem and they tend to support me along the line, and I'm really grateful and honored for that. Even though most of my friends only can watch me on television, they probably may not can come to the stadium, but I know that my support system is very strong, and I'm grateful and happy for that. Because even my husband, there's not one track meet that he has missed,
Yeah.
not one. So he's like the main supporter right there.
Okay. If there's an event, if there's a race, a championship, a major event that you could point to and say, you know, that's my favorite race or my favorite championship, which one would it be?
Why you putting me on the spot?
No, man, we want to hear. We all want to hear which so far
Honestly,
you just say,
it's
well,
Olympic. It's Olympics.
yeah, I figure it would be. I
Yes.
mean, will it be both events or just the whole Olympic experience? Well, all three events or the
The whole
Olympic
experience,
experience.
everything,
Okay. Well, I'm going to put you on the
everything.
spot
Because
again.
remember,
No,
Olympic come every 4 years. So, excuse me. So
yeah.
you want to just have fun through that whole experience. Everything for me was just amazing,
And now
overwhelming.
it's a
Everything.
5 year, isn't it? Because it's now 2021. How does that make you
Yes.
feel though, Elaine, in terms of the postponement of the Olympic Games? It's now 1 year from where we're speaking now. How does that make you feel? What's your reaction to that?
At first, when I heard Olympic was postponed, I was a little bit sad at first,
Hmm.
but because of our health, I know that they had to think about of the athlete's health. But I am happy it has postponed because I think I might have to rush to get in shape to go to Olympic because I started training late because of my injury. So
Yeah.
I think I might have to rush to go to the Olympics, and probably who knows if I was going to get ready and in time for the Olympics. So I think postponing the Olympics was the greatest thing for me.
And you have to be 100% to defend both titles or whichever
I
one.
have to, yes.
You
And I
can't
think
give up your title
being
like
fighting
that.
for that to postpone, I think that gives me more time to put in the work and to get in shape.
Yeah. I ask about your most memorable event. If I may also ask, which event do you think is that one event you look as, it's probably my worst race or worst event, that one moment, which one would it be?
Worst event?
Mm-hmm. None. You've had all good events.
No, man. Maybe like a joke. I mean, I really and truly love the 200, but it's a go on for me. So no, I don't really. Honestly, at first, because at 2015, when coach told me I was going to run the
Yeah.
200 only, I was so sad because I didn't think I was a good 200-meter runner.
Yeah.
I think I'm a 100-meter runner, but knowing that I'm good at both, I feel
You
just
dis-
take it.
well, a lot of us in the track and field circle were pretty much upset with your coach because we wanted to see you in
I
the
wanted to
100
see
meters.
myself too, because I didn't. I wanted to see myself as well, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, well,
But
one of the things we
sometimes
have learned.
sometimes I really hate the 200. Just
Yeah.
looking at the curve takes a lot out of me.
Well, you should love it. 21.66 is not easy to do. There are very few people who can ever
I know,
manage to
but
do
because
that.
I set that high barrier, it's really hard
Yeah,
to get back at times. So, and I really
yeah.
want to pass that. So it takes a lot of work and pressure as well. So
Tell my listeners about your experience with Stephen Francis. What type of coach is he to you?
seeing Stephen face would say, "Oh my God, he's so mean." But I mean, coach is a really he's soft-hearted. I mean, he just have this face like he's scary, but he's soft inside, and he's really a good man. Like being around fun at times, especially when you're not training, is really a cool guy to be around. But when it comes to work, he's aggressive towards training. And being around Stephen Francis for almost like 10 years now, it's been a lot of work. And some of the times we may not understand why he calls or make those decisions, but
Mhm.
I know those decisions are just for the best. People may not know, but we all know why he chose make those decisions because he's a genius and he knows what's best. So whatever he gives, I just work with that because I know he has something in store to come out. So he's a good man, pretty much as I said before,
Yeah.
aggressive but soft-hearted. So I've worked with him as I said for 10 years, and I've seen that he knows what he's doing. I think if you can count on fingers, he has the best crop of athletes from Jamaica comes from MVP. So to be
Yeah.
around in
Well,
MVP camp it's a great feeling because at the time when I went there, you had like Elaine Walker, you had Buckley, you had Sharon Simpson, you have Nesta Carter, you have Asafa Paul, you have Michael Freitas. So it was a huge camp. So I think some of the best athletes came from MVP under Stephen Francis' hand. So to be in that batch, hello, I feel so good.
tell me, Elaine, where did that intimidate you when you just went there to see all these stars
Not
in the
at
same
all.
camp?
Not
Not at all.
no, it didn't. No,
Because
because
if it was
I
me, I'd be
wanted to
just
be
there
like
taking
them.
pictures.
No, I wanted to be like them. I see how they work hard. Everybody is serious at their work. I get serious as well, so I want to be like them. Probably that's one of the reasons why I probably get so good because I see how they work, and I just want to
Mhm.
be. I just want to be like them. They're going to Diamond League, going to Europe on the circuit. I want to be like them. Driving fancy cars. I want to be like them.
And now you're better than a lot of, not better than in terms of as a person, but your
Right.
career has gone further than many of those persons who have also helped to guide you. We're 2020 now. Let's forecast the next 5 years. What should we expect for Elaine? What are some of your goals? What can we expect from Elaine? Let's talk about the next 2 years then. What are some of your goals that you're looking forward to?
As in, some of my goals that I've set, I just always want to stay healthy. Healthy is the key because I think when I'm healthy, I'm in the best shape of my life, and I think I've not reached that yet. So I just want to maintain that health, and I must say this. I really want to capture back my double Olympic at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Even if it's next year or the year after, I want to retain my title, I must say. And I have not get a gold medal at the World Championship, and I'm really working towards that. My last two World Championship were, it wasn't how it had planned how to be, but I cannot dwell on that. I have to move on and still work hard for that. And I still want to get below that 10-7 barrier. I think I have it in me, but it's just the time for it to come. And I must say, I really want to move that 21.6, but time and patience and the perseverance and everything will help me to get to that. But my main thing is health right now. Once I'm healthy, anything is possible.
I didn't ask you this earlier, but the Pan Am Games in 2019, you turned out for that one. Cold weather in Lima, Peru, one of the coldest climate we've been into in terms of competition-wise. How did that feel just getting out there and yes, winning a medal, well, winning the gold medal, but how did that feel just getting out there on track and competing?
It was horrible because I don't do well in cold. It was super cold. So I had to condition my mind. It's a championship. You have to perform. All your competitors are cold just like you. It was the first time in Lima. I didn't expect it to be that cold, I must say. But as an athlete, you have to prepare for any type of weather, whether it's hot, cold, rainy, storm. You have to prepare for that. So it was just like a normal day for me in Lima. I wasn't thinking about running a fast time. I was just thinking about getting in the races to help me to go to the World Championship in Doha.
Right. If there's a younger Elaine, you talked earlier about young athletes, what advice would you give to your younger self and young athletes coming up in the sport?
If I could speak to my younger self, I would say have fun. Do not rush because there's so much responsibility in life right now. There's no need to rush. Just take it easy. And you have to put in the work. If you want good results, you have to put in the work. And I must say, teamwork you have to work. Teamwork is really good because they don't think you can just do everything off your own. You have to work. Teamwork is a good thing. And have fun. Stay motivated and stay focused. I would say to younger folks as well, school is very important. The book is really important. Once you can balance both on the track and doing the work, that is a must.
In addition to that is what lessons have you, Elaine, taken in terms of competing over these years? This is 6 years senior. What lessons have you learned, in terms of track and field that you'd want to share with us?
You have to take precaution because the injuries do come and you can't prevent them. That's the only thing I can say. You can't prevent injury. They will come. It's a part of the package. But the lessons I've learned is to always be you. Just always be you. No one else. Just be you.
Yeah, that's great. Do you think, have you ever thought of becoming the fastest woman ever in either the 100 or 200 meters? I mean,
Never.
those are crazy times, but have you ever?
Never. It never crossed my mind. No. I mean, Dalton, I'm a different type of person. I don't think about times. when I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to run. They just come. And if I could tell you when I just broke out in 2015, when I went to that first championship, I didn't think I'd run 21.6. It just happened. I just
Yeah.
trust the process and trust my body. I know a lot of athletes set times to aim for. I'm doing that now because the type of athlete I am, I have to do that. But early on, when I was just running about, I wasn't doing any time or I think I'm going to be the fastest. I'm hoping to be the fastest one day because I'm working towards that.
Yeah.
And time will
Um,
tell.
and time will tell,
Time will
definitely.
tell.
Elaine, I wanted to end on this in the sense that it's been 4 years. You had put on your social media page those races 4 years
Right.
ago. When you really did well in those events. We are in the middle of a pandemic. Apart from rehabilitation, what are some of the things you're taking this downtime to do?
Cooking. This COVID has had me in the kitchen. I've been cooking. I've been cooking. I've been working on a lot of projects and I've been watching movies, but I'm working on a project that is coming soon. So I'm using this as a time to just have my Elaine
Build on
moments that
those,
I had
right?
while I was on the track and traveling. So yeah, pretty much and resting. It's an important thing.
Elaine Thompson here. Thank you very much for joining us.
You're
I really
welcome.
appreciate this. And as I've said to you both on and off air, I think you'll do well. And I think once you get over the injuries, I think there are some superb times. That 21.6 will be a thing of the past. And
Thank
that
you.
sub 10.7 will come definitely. Because even now, during the during the pandemic where you're not competing with anyone, you're running some superb times by yourself. You
And I
are.
must say that is so challenging because as athletes, we don't normally do that, like running with 3 or 2 person with an empty stadium. So for us to condition that
Yeah.
mind and to go out there, it's a hell of a job.
Elaine Thompson Herah, thank you. You can follow Elaine. She's on Twitter. She doesn't usually use the Twitter too much, but she's there. She's at Fast Elaine on Twitter. What she uses a lot is Instagram. So you can find her there on Instagram and
And
also
Facebook.
on Facebook. I was just about to say that. So on behalf of producer Rashika Grant and the entire production team, Marsha Boyce, etc. Thanks for joining us on this episode of the Driver Phase podcast. Remember to check
Well,
out our
thank you.
website. It's thedriverphase.com. Make sure to subscribe to the show. And she's showing us her big friend. What's the name?
She's Kai. She's the smallest baby. She's 2 years old.
Hi, Kai. And for those who are listening to the podcast as opposed
Hey.
to watching, Kai is saying hi to every one of us. Thanks again, Elaine,
You're
and all the
welcome.
best in the future.